Hey guys, I just want to show you something about the RGT Challenger. So this is the drag brake and the drag brake works fine. But when you just want to give it a tiny bit of throttle, this will happen. Oh, you see, it just flies. And in my opinion that's a very big disadvantage of this car. So today we are going to change the ESC for one of my favorite ones. So we are going to change the standard 1060 ESC for the IDST ESC70. This is one of my favorite ESCs out there because it is affordable, but you have got a ton of options inside there, and it's even got Bluetooth straight out of the box. So inside the box you've got some tiny connectors for your motor and some heat shrink tubing. You've got your ESC itself, and you've got a small cable to connect the ESC to your receiver, and you will have the on-off button, which is actually also the Bluetooth module. So first we are going to start by removing this ESC, and then we are going to solder the connections on here, and then we are going to install it into the car. So to remove the ESC, it is just glued in with some double-sided tape. Just wiggle around until it is off the chassis. Disconnect the leads. Remove the on-off switch, which is also held in by some double-sided tape. And the last step is just to remove the connection cable, which is inserted into your receiver box. So this is the ESC. Let's go on with the new one, and first of all we have to solder those tiny connectors on. So when you're done, it should look something like this. Why I solder those connectors on, this is much more sturdier than just using the clamping system inside here. Now when you pull the leads out of the motor leads, then it will just stay in place and it will not separate from each other. So the next step is just put it into the car. So we're not going to place the ESC back on the same spot because the lead that goes to the receiver box is just too short. Also on the ESC itself, it is not written where the connection should go, so just pay attention in manual that this side is for your on-off button, which is also the Bluetooth module, and the other side is for the connection to your receiver. So we are just going to use a tiny bit of double-sided tape to mount it right over there. So the ESC is on its place. This is the on-off switch, and we are just going to mount it somewhere here with some double-sided tape. Normally what I would like to do is just to mount it somewhere underneath the body so you can turn the car on and off without removing the body. But as this car has a clipless body system and you just have to turn the notch to open it, we are just going to mount the on-off switch inside the car itself. Okay, the next step is to connect the motor leads. Okay, just give me a couple of seconds and I will clean up this wire mess. Alright guys, I just finished all the wiring work and everything works. The first time when you start up this system, you have to calibrate your transmitter. So you have to calibrate the throttle. So I already have done that and the system is working perfectly. Another thing I just changed immediately is the PWM frequency. What that is that awful whining sound coming out of the motor when you're just using a tiny bit of throttle. So you can change the frequency in the Bluetooth function in your phone so you can get rid of the whining. So when I just throttle up a tiny bit now, you can't hear the whining anymore. You see, you just hear only the motor and the gears inside the gearbox. Alright, now we are going to test it on the same obstacle on our course. Alright guys, we're back on the course. We just changed the ESC. Let's see what it can do. Let's start with the drag brake. That looks pretty damn nice. Alright, the real test is just to give it a tiny bit of throttle. Wow, that's amazing. By just changing the ESC for a ESC of 35 bucks or something, this is just great. You see, just the stock motor, the stock gearing, only we have changed the ESC and it is doing a very, very nice job. You see, that's amazing. Alright guys, that was it for today. Please subscribe to my channel. If you got any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment below. See you in the next video. Bye bye.